whether or not people think this is problematic in the way that Gods Will Be Watching is. Certainly, I think Gods Will Be Watching has a bigger emotional impact for me. Isaac is fun. Isaac is a very unique game, but I don't think it's. I personally don't find it a disturbing game, whereas the Russian roulette sequence in Chapter 2, it makes me genuinely tense when I might lose. So. Jesus juice. The ideal on these is you do at least a little bit of damage on the on each of the nests, just so you can avoid having what happened to me. Again, I can't afford to go. I don't go into the spike rooms because they take half a heart off you, which means to enter and exit that room, it costs you 1 heart, and I don't really think there's anything in a room that I would be willing to trade 1/3 of my health for. Over 1/3 of my health now, but... Which is not to say that those rooms are a complete waste of time, it's just you need to know when I'm bad at those. You just need to know when to pick your battles like that. So I could try and use a bomb to blow that thing up. I think that room also opens if I... Excuse me. I think the room also opens if I damage myself in that room in the bottom left-hand corner, but again, I don't want to damage myself just for the sake of fighting the boss. I can go against Widow again. Stop. Well, that was helpful. Generally in this game, nothing will ever help you, but once in a while something like that is well. I've literally never seen the Golden Moon before. As you may have noticed, the designer has a particular fondness for excrement in the art design. But I think he has a very lengthy discussion about where his interest comes from, but it is sadly not a dialogue that I committed to memory. I never know what these tarot cards do, so there's only one way to learn. Might have been useful in a boss fight, but probably just as well that I know what that does in a safe environment. One thing I wasn't entirely clear on in this game, I mean I haven't played it, I enjoy it, but I haven't played it an overwhelming amount. I'm not entirely sure if there is a larger point being made with the religious imagery and the implication of the Isaac story, or if it was just something to... I mean, it's very clear that the designer wanted to make something very unique, very difficult. So basically, I mean, I'd almost argue that they set out to make an unmarketable game. That's very successful, and the most important thing is it's very well made. But that said, you generally do not tackle religious themes in popular games. Yeah, there we go. You generally don't tackle religious themes in popular games. I can imagine the difficulty is a turn-off for some people. Helpful. So I don't know if it's just that this was a vehicle through which, you know, he could... sorry, I should be careful when I say that. There's clearly a personal influence in this, again, like, knowing his background. But I'm not entirely sure if there's a larger point that's being made with a specific choice of imagery, or if it was just, a story about a child in a basement with a mother that wants to kill him, has an obvious connection with the story of Abraham. I'm not really sure what to make of it, to be honest. So, again, it's still a good game. So that's more so for my own curiosity, but. And yeah, I'm not entirely sure it matters either. It's not that I want to write some kind of an essay on the Binding of Isaac and its deep symbolic significance. I seem to really like hitting spiders with my face. Alright, just excuse me for a minute. I think I need a pick-me-up. We're coming into closing hours of the stream, but I still want to. I don't want it just to be I mean, I think I've already fallen into kind of rambling incoherence or just periods of extended silence. Ideally, I don't want to do that consciously or just say that I've given up. So I think just something to keep me alert for the next little bit is in order. As long as it doesn't make me able to stay awake any longer than it has to, that'd be a disaster. All right. it's interesting. This is actually the first time I played this game with headphones. It's kind of interesting to hear the sound design. There's quite a bit more going on than I originally thought. Yes, it's why I've been commenting on the fact that I do think it's a very well-made game, just because there's little bits and pieces that I seem to be noticing every moment. Although when I say it's a well-made game, it's something that clearly the author wasn't completely satisfied with, by virtue of the fact that they're making Rebirth. And I believe most of that just stems from the fact that this game was made in Flash, and so they wanted to make something in the original engine that they could, basically so that they could implement some features which they felt constrained by using the Flash platform. One thing that does kind of interest me is why a particular designer would want to do something like Flash. I understand it's relatively easy to learn, but I think he made Meat Boy for Isaac, so I mean, maybe there was something in the experience of making the Meat Boy engine that told him that Flash is the better way to design something. I don't know. Again, I think it's a really good game. So, but clearly, his feeling was that there was more to be done. So. I think the other thing that interests me too is that if there's an argument that Flash is just easier, certainly when it comes to designing Super Meat Boy, he brought on a programmer and designed something with its own original engine. Whereas if I talk with somebody who wants to design a game, usually the first thing that they'll do is talk about using something like Unity or the Unreal Engine. And there's some really quality stuff that gets made with it. I mean, even Game Maker Studio, so Risk of Rain gets made in Game Maker Studio. Gunpoint. There's a lot of stuff to really enjoy that gets made in these tools that have been designed to, I guess for lack of a better term, make it easy to prototype material. So given this background, I'm kind of curious why the option for both Isaac Rebirth and Meat Boy has been to design a completely original engine, and why, when it's come to a matter of producing something on an existing engine, why Flash has been the option, because I believe the original Meat Boy was done in Flash as well. This is amazing. I didn't hit the spider with my face this time. I kind of think coins are worth it. I maybe wouldn't go below 2 bombs for coins, but in this case, I should actually find out what a bomb costs in the shop and see whether or not it's actually worth it. But I guess price is what you pay, value is what you get. They don't use bombs a whole lot. I use them to get to stuff, but I consider coins to be stuff. Well, let's see what this thing does. Well, okay, it makes me immortal. Would have been better during a boss fight. Well, I'm about to die, so no point in saving any bombs. It doesn't open. Okay, there's gotta be a secret room here. No. What about here? Coins everywhere. Nowhere to spend them. Oh, that's good. For the heck of it, let's see if there's more than one secret room. No, I just wasted a bomb. Awful. Alright. At this rate, I think there is one more Isaac run, and then I'm going to take my last break, and we'll finish the day with sleep. Again, let me fortify my nerves. don't think I've ever seen this one before. Yeah, I don't know what I was doing there. I'm definitely starting to fade out a little bit on the keyboard, so I am going to take my break 5 minutes early. I'm going to make this a 5 minute break. I need to really get myself together for this last hour of the stream. Again, for Extra Life, one more hour of fundraising. We have met our goal, but that doesn't mean that the Children's Hospital has met theirs. The target was just $360, and we had somebody on the stream today who successfully fundraised $1,000 for their hospital that they chose. So I would encourage you guys, if you haven't donated already, please make a donation at the link either listed below or at in the channel description down there. But at this point, I'm going to sign off on Isaac. I'm going to open up Slip just so we can have that ready. And I'm going to take my last break of the evening. Well, I said it'd be a 5 minute break, but in reality it's probably going to be like 7:30 by the time I get this thing set up. It's fine. I'll find a way to make it work. Hello, Slip, my old friend. I remember you from about 23 hours ago.